Hello everyone out there in YouTube land, welcome back to Diego Knows. I of course am Diego, and today I'm going to do a car video. That's right, a car video, just to introduce to you my new segment in my channel here, okay? Now I'm just going to try this thing out here, but what I wanted to do was I wanted to create a new category, okay? A category that you don't really see, that I've never seen, okay? But it's always been there, okay? And that is chick flicks for guys. Now, what I mean by chick flicks for guys, okay? I know it doesn't make sense, right? Okay. Well, what I mean by that is that chick flicks, in my opinion, at least, and ladies, you know this is true as well. Okay, chick flicks for the most part deal with emotions. They deal with feelings of lust, feelings of attraction, sympathy, feelings of arousal, confidence, those kind of things. There's this typical tropes. It's usually the woman, okay, who's in her 30s. Okay, she's college educated, got a successful job, most likely in the corporate world. Okay, whatever. But the only problem is that she can't find true love. Okay, she's beautiful, but she's not super beautiful, if you know what I mean. She's got the horny best friend who's not attractive, but she wants to fuck everything. Okay, and then she meets Mr. Guy, who's a chisel-featured, handsome, fucking super fucking stud guy. Okay, and then she's worried about, is he gonna like her, that kind of thing. So she does crazy things, in order to win him over. This is all the bullshit. He's completely oblivious to all this shit. Okay, and then eventually, he ends up liking her for herself at the end, and all that kind of bullshit. Okay, we've all seen these movies. It's the same regurgitated shit over and over again. Okay, yeah, that's your typical rom-com right there. However, there have actually been rom-coms from a guy's point of view. Okay, they've been chick flicks from a guy's point of view. Okay, some of you ladies out there have seen them already. Okay, and guys, you've definitely seen them. Okay, now for the most part, okay, me speaking as a guy myself, I'm mostly attracted to action movies. I like when things happen. Okay, I like to see explosions. I like to see fights. I'm a martial artist, so I like to see fights. I was in the military, so I love military movies. I think things blowing up. The whole idea of saving the world, or saving a group of people, in order to do the right thing. No matter what the challenges are in front of you. That's a good message, I think. I mean, obviously it's hyperbole and everything's fucking outrageous and shit, but it's still action. It's a fantasy for men. We fantasize about doing things for the greater good. Okay, if typically your guy movies are always about saving a person, saving a group of people, or saving the whole world. That's usually what a guy movie does. Okay, a chick flick is usually about finding true love. Okay, big fucking difference there, and what we're attracted to, what stories we want to see. Okay, well, there actually have been stories from a man's point of view. Yeah, but yeah, I couldn't fucking believe it either. Okay, and that's what we're going to talk about in this subcategory here. Okay, it's chick flicks for guys. That's what it means. Okay, all those tropes from typical rom-coms, the horny best friend trying to find true love, going out on terrible dates with the opposite sex until you find the right one, the misfalls, the insecurities, that women feel, towards men in these rom-coms, these chick flicks. Same thing that guys do. Okay, well, we're gonna see it from a guy's point of view. What's it like for us to date a girl? Okay, girls, you know what it's like. Okay, from your point of view. Okay, but how much of you really give a shit about what it's like from a guy's point of view? Okay, probably very few of you. Okay, and I'm not trying to sound bad or anything. No, I'm just saying, like, let's face it, even me as a guy, I usually think about what I'm doing in the relationship, not so much what she's doing or what she's thinking about. I mean, I do that too, but also, I'm paying more attention to my actions. Does she like me? Does she like what I'm wearing? Does she like what I'm saying? Does she think I'm cool? Does she think I'm attractive? Okay, I'm thinking all that shit. I'm not really thinking about what she's thinking about, what insecurity she might have towards me. You see, and vice versa. Okay, so these guy movies, chick flicks for guys, is going to talk about that. It's going to delve into that stuff. Okay, I got some great. I thought of 3 of them right away. I got some great examples. Okay, to talk about in this thing here. Okay. So I'm hoping you'll stick around for it. Okay, for you guys that are watching, I know not many guys are watching this, but for you guys that are watching this, I'm going to go there, guys. Okay, there's no point in keeping secrets anymore. All right, the internet's out there. Okay, everything is out there. Okay, you don't have to fucking pay some money to some fucking guru to tell you shit that is just fucking common sense. Okay, if you really want to know, what guys are thinking, look at what they're doing. Okay, that's what they're thinking. Okay, and the same thing for ladies. You want to know what a woman's thinking? Instead of spending fucking $1,500 a month on some fucking dating coach guru bullshit, just look at what she does. Look at the kind of guys that she goes out with. Okay, look at the things that she likes to do. That's who she is. Okay, That's what she's attracted to, okay? So fucking, none of this bullshit, okay? Like if you spend all this money, I'll teach you how to fucking fuck 500 women in 2 days. Get the fuck out of here with that bullshit, okay? I'm gonna give you the truth here. That's what I do here, okay? I give you a straight man's point of view, okay? The real question you gotta ask yourself is, can you handle it? Can you handle the truth? Because that's what you're gonna get here. Big dose of fucking truth, straight up, baby, with no lube. There's no lube here, okay? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to talk about these movies, okay? And these are some really good movies, ladies. If you haven't seen these movies, okay, you're in for a treat, okay? Because a lot of the same things, a lot of the tropes that from chick flicks and rom-coms appear in this movie, specifically rom-coms, okay? These movies deal with guys being afraid of rejection, guys trying to make a good impression on a girl, worried about whether the girl likes him or not. How does the guy react to these things? What does he tell his friends? He's got the horny best friend this time. All that kind of shit. Like all the shit that they're used to doing in your movies, now it's happening to guys, okay? But it's from a guy's point of view. All right, it's from a guy. Now, I know there's probably some shitty versions out there. I'm not even going to deal with the shitty ones, okay? I might have sat through them, but I don't remember them. That's how bad they were, okay? I'm going to talk about the good ones. The ones that I do remember, the ones that stuck with me, left an impression, and taught me a lot, about women in general. I know, weird, huh? Here I was thinking that I needed to watch Sex and the City to figure out women. No, I needed to watch these movies, okay? Because these guys did that already. They already figured it out. They're trying to figure themselves out now, which was a new angle. It's a new twist. It's not something I was expecting, okay? So that's what I'm going to give you here. I'm not going to do too many of these. Like I said, right now I can only think about 3 of them. I'm going to go back to doing the chick flicks again. And obviously, and Just Like Crap is coming back. And when that comes back, I'm going to, review that fucking up. I already know it's a piece of shit. But I'm going to go through it anyway. Fuck it. I already did the first season. I already did every episode of Sex and the City. Now, Sex and the City I actually liked. I like that show, okay, but in just like shit, it's shit. It's just like shit, okay. And the second season is gonna be the same thing. So when that comes out, yeah, I'll go through that fucking sewer again. But right now I'm going through chick flicks, okay. Because I think they're fun, okay? I think you'll learn a lot, okay? And the biggest thing that ladies, if you're watching, I know most of you are ladies that are watching these videos, but if you're watching these videos, ladies, you're gonna learn a lot about men, because I'm gonna spill all the secrets here, okay? And guys that are out there, okay, I'm gonna tell you about girls too. All right, now I'm not saying you don't know anything about girls, of course not, okay? But I'm saying like a lot of this shit that you're not gonna see in a fucking rom-com about women, I'm gonna fucking tell you, okay? Because you ain't never gonna see it in the fucking rom-com, okay? But I'm gonna fucking tell you the truth, okay? Because that's what I do here, all right? And so, ladies, I'm gonna tell you the truth. This is the stuff that guys, this is the things that we worry about. These are the things that we're looking for in a woman. These are the things that we want to be. This is what we feel we bring to the table. This is how I know the insecurities that we have. These are the triumphs that we have. These are how we feel when things are going great. This is how we feel when things are going bad. This is how you relate to all of that. Okay, that's what I'm going to do here. That's what I'm going to communicate with this series of videos here. Okay, so that's what Chick Flicks for Guys is all about. Okay, it's dealing usually on a guy movie. You're dealing with what they're doing. The fate of the world. The business merger, the crime. Okay, fuck all that shit. Okay, for right now. Okay, we're going into the rom-com chick flick zone. So what is it? How does a guy relate to this and have the guy be the main character? We're watching the movie from the guy's eyes. Okay. Exactly. That's what I'm going to talk about in this subsection here. Chick flicks for guys. Okay, you're going to experience dating, ladies, from a guy's point of view. Okay, and if it's bullshit, once again, I'm going to raise the bullshit flag. Okay, there's not too many bullshits in this though. That's why I'm really excited about doing this, because a lot of the shit in there is pretty true. Like I said, the first 3 that I can think of right now were pretty goddamn accurate. Okay, in fact, I would go so far as to say that these are probably the best rom-coms for guys that I've ever seen, okay? Because they got it right. I mean, they got it right. Now, finally, I'm going to give you a disclaimer here, okay? Now, unfortunately, these movies did come out. The ones I'm thinking about came out in the late 90s, mid to late 90s, early 2000s, okay? Now, if you know, most mainstream studios, okay, were not making movies about stuff like this. Okay, they were not making movies about a guy's feelings or how a guy feels about dating, how a guy feels about girls, how a guy feels about this stuff. They weren't making movies like that. Okay, the big budget studios were not making those movies. Universal, MGM, Fox, Disney, none of them were making movies like this. Okay, they weren't doing that. Okay, it's a sub market. Okay, these types of movies were being made into indie films. Okay, and the '90s was, in my opinion, the golden age of indie films. Okay, that was when we got Quentin Tarantino. Now his movies would have been he's an anomaly. Okay, he made indie films that went mainstream. That's how fucking good they were. Also, movie stars wanted to act in these movies because they were so fucking good. That's Quentin Tarantino, okay? And there was a lot of guys that did that as well. But Quentin Tarantino he blazed the trail. Okay, he made an indie movie that went so fucking mainstream that all of a sudden the big movie companies are trying to catch up. Okay, but and unfortunately, I'm going to tell you this right now. Let's just get this out of the way. It's elephant in the room, okay? Uh, the company that made these movies that I'm going to review here was the Weinstein Company, the Weinsteins. Okay, and we all know who they are. Okay, Harvey Weinstein. Yes, he's a piece of shit. He's in jail right now. Yes, I know he committed a lot of fucking horrible things. All of Hollywood knew it. They just kept it quiet because everybody wanted to work for him. He was such a big power player in Hollywood. Nobody wanted to piss him off because if they did, they would get blacklisted. Okay, if they had sex with him for a role and he reneged on the deal, hey, I'll give you this role in this movie if you fuck me, and the girl fucked him, and then he didn't give her that role, okay, and then she goes to complain, and say, oh, he raped me, go bullshit, okay, yeah, Rose McGowan, okay, yeah, so yes, this was the era of that. Now, obviously, none of us here outside of the industry knew what piece of shit Harvey Weinstein was. All we knew is that all these feminists and all these liberal libtards, okay, like Meryl Streep and Jennifer Lawrence, they're all calling him God. They're all thanking him. Whoever you had to kill to get me up on this podium, thank you, Harvey Weinstein. Shit like that. Yes, Jennifer Lawrence slept with him. Get the fuck out of here. And so did Ashley Judd. Okay, but he fucking fucked her over in more ways than one. He didn't give her the role that she wanted, so what did she do? She started screaming sexual harassment. Okay, and I'm not saying he wasn't doing it. I'm just saying that these women were complicit. Okay, come on. Okay, this guy was the gatekeeper for, if you want to be a movie star, you fuck over Harvey Weinstein. He will put you in a fucking movie. Okay, a movie that does well, because let's face it, in the 90s, Miramax movies, that's his company, Miramax. He named it after his mom and dad, Miriam and Maximilian Miramax. Okay, that's Weinstein's parents. Okay, he was the trailblazer when it came to independent movies that went mainstream. Okay, and they dealt with topics. Okay, they dealt. It was the first time I'd ever seen a movie where the dialogue, what the people were saying to each other, was just as entertaining as what was happening in the movie. Okay, you remember in Pulp Fiction? Okay, I learned so much about fucking traveling to fucking Amsterdam, what kind of food they eat in Amsterdam, and I learned a shitload about foot massages just by watching the first fucking 10 minutes of Pulp Fiction. Now, who the fuck gives a shit what the McDonald's is like in Amsterdam, and who cares about foot massages? You cannot build a movie around that, but Quentin Tarantino figured out a way to do it. I was not bored once, and all they were doing was talking. You see what I mean? This was a new type of filmmaking, and we didn't really see this. Okay, and Tarantino was doing it. Other directors followed as well, and we'll get into them too. Okay, most notably like Kevin Smith and shit, who I loved back in the day, but now he's a piece of shit. He's a lying piece of shit. Sold himself out completely. But yes, okay, so these were the type of movies that Miramax was making, okay? And a lot of artists, the Ben Afflecks, the Gwyneth Paltrows, the Matt Damons, they all wanted to work for Weinstein. They all wanted to work for Miramax because those movies were winning awards. I mean, Shakespeare in Love, look at that one, okay? So, I mean, they were doing things, okay? That was a very hot property back in the late 90s, early 2000s, okay? They were doing all the fucking, all the other cool movies that were coming out of Weinstein, was coming out of Miramax. All right. So, and this was the first time I'd ever seen a movie which was basically a rom-com, but from a guy's point of view. Okay. Usually, whenever they do a rom-com and the guy is the main character, they're basically writing a girl and just having a guy play it. Okay. The guy is concerned with the stupid ass shit. And no. What are guys really concerned? What are straight guys concerned about when it comes to fucking dating? Okay. When we actually do meet a girl and we're serious about her, we're like, okay, this is the one I want to be with. Okay, what are the insecurities that we go through? What are the shit that we have to, what is the bullshit that women put us through for a change? Exactly, and these movies are going to talk about that. They're going to deal with that stuff, okay? So I think it's a great thing. And hopefully, ladies, I think you'll learn something from it. Hopefully you'll learn a little bit more about male nature. Okay, some of these movies, I'm sure, ladies, you have not seen because the men are the main characters. Okay, that's why you haven't seen it. Okay, more than likely. I'm not saying you haven't. Maybe your boyfriend made you watch or something. Although personally, I would not watch these movies with my girlfriend. Okay, no, because I don't want her to think about the stuff that goes on in these movies. I'm not. Of course, they think about it in real life, but I mean, like, just it's too close to home. Too close to home. Okay, so that's what's going to happen here. Chick Flicks for Guys. I hope you will join me with it. I'm going to spill it right now. The first movie I'm going to do in this series is called High Fidelity. Now, I don't know if you know about this, but I'm not talking about the fucking TV show from last year, okay, with Zoe Kravitz. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about the one from 22 years ago, okay, with her mom, Lisa Bonet, okay? Yes, Lisa Bonet. That's, what's his name? Jason Momoa's ex-wife now. Yeah, Aquaman's ex-wife, yeah. Okay, yes, the one from 2000 with John Cusack. Okay, with John Cusack. That is the first movie I am going to review in this series. And I got to tell you, I'm really looking forward to it because I absolutely love this movie. Now, I cannot stand John Cusack now. I loved him back then. Now he's just, in my opinion, he's a piece of shit. Sellout as well. He hasn't done anything of relevance in at least 10 years. Okay. And he's just a fucking, a guy with fucking, TDS, and that's just, no, I can't really be a fan of someone like that. But the stuff that he did back when he was pure, the stuff that he did back in the early in his career were some of the greatest things I've seen. Growing up, I grew up with John Cusack, okay? Man, Better Off Dead, remember that? I want my $2! Remember that? Yeah. Okay, Con Air. I mean, Say Anything. Yeah, there's another one I'm going to have to review, but I'm not going to do that now. That's an example of what I'm talking about as far as making a chick flick, but casting, writing a woman and then having a guy play that part. Say Anything is one of those, so I really don't want to include that. I'll include that with a chick flick movie. I will not include that with chick flick movies for guys because basically he acts like a fucking girl in the whole movie. Okay? No. Yes, he was a kickboxer like me, but still he acted like a girl. Okay? So, where's it going with this? Okay, so the point is that I'm going to give you, okay, basically the same tropes that are in female movies, okay, but from a guy's point of view, and I'm really excited about it. Okay, like I said, what do you call it? This movie was filmed in my neighborhood in Chicago. I'm from Chicago. I don't live there anymore. I ain't gonna tell you where I live now, but I don't live in Chicago anymore. I live in a big city. But this movie was filmed in Chicago. It's filmed in my neighborhood, which is so cool. I love watching this movie. I love when he goes to these different places. I've been to those same places myself. I've been to those bars. I've been to that store. It's called Reckless Records, by the way. And it's just like, and I love the whole idea, the camaraderie, okay, these guys have with his employees and stuff. It's just like, it just brings back so many feelings of back home, living in Chicago, and living that kind of lifestyle that I was living back then. So yeah, absolutely. It's a great movie. It goes in there and it talks about like the feelings, about the feels. What do men feel? Ladies, do you even give a shit what we feel? Because we are emotionally involved in the relationship too. Do you even give a shit what we feel? The things that we're worried about, the things that we want to do for you. These are all things that we think about. Okay, and they don't really make movies about that. Okay, because those are usually things that women want to go see in a movie, and they want to see it with themselves. They want to see a woman. They want to see fucking Meg Ryan and Julia Roberts go through that shit. They don't want to see a guy go through that shit. Okay, so hence the reason I'm doing this. Okay, so the first movie I'm going to do is High Fidelity from 2000. It's a great movie, and I really look forward to it. I read the book. I read the book before I saw the movie, believe it or not. I actually read the book. I was in the Marines when I read the book, and then the movie came out, and then of course I had to go see the movie after I read the book. That was so fucking good. Nick Hornsby, by the way, great guy. So we will talk about that. And I think, ladies, if you watch this series of movies, you're gonna learn a lot more about guys than you thought. Okay, and just remember this stuff when you're complaining to your girlfriends about how men are all pieces of shit and they're all dogs. I really want you to at least have watched my reviews. Okay, watch the movies and watch my reviews. Okay, before you go there. Okay, because there's a lot going on that you're not aware of from a guy's point of view. Okay, and we're gonna delve into that stuff. All right, so I hope you'll join me, and I thank you very much for watching these videos. I will see you soon. All right, bye.